What's good? It's a boy dude reviews, and today we are kind of doing a special type of review, and I've pretty much kind of gone past 100 videos on my YouTube channel. I think it's way past it, and this video was originally meant to be my 100th video. So yeah, it's meant to be my 100th video. I was meant to do this like ages ago, but I had a lot of stuff going on, so this is my 113th video, special video review essay. And since my channel began with doing Beyblade videos, it was the first video I ever made, Old Wrestling Switch Beyblade video, I decided for my 113th video, let's review a Beyblade movie. And what better movie than the very first Beyblade film, Fierce Battle. This movie was a 2002 Japanese animated action-adventure film directed by Tetsuyo Yashumi, based on the Beyblade manga series by Takeo Ayoko. It was released theatrically in Japan on August 17, 2002 and made over $50 million at the box office in the Japanese box office. This movie is set between the events of Beyblade V-Force and G-Revolution, though it is kind of non-canon in a way. And this video is going to contain huge spoilers, so go and watch this film right now because I'm gonna go Nostalgia Critic style. Yeah, Nostalgia Critic is one of my favorite video reviewer guys on the planet, and I'm like, let's have a very inspired like Nostalgia Critic like video. And yeah, let's talk about Beyblade Fierce Battle the movie. And I'm talking about the Japanese version, not the English dubbing, because I kind of think the English dubbing is a little bit lame, to be honest with you. Yeah. So the movie begins with very ominous music, and it looks like this red and blue bay are like having some bay sex or something like that. Like they're just flying around and kind of banging each other. There's a big bang explosion. And then it kind of cuts to this statue kind of like saying, "How long have I been in this wall thing?" We know what more made that scene and more awesome is that if it would have cut something like a really bright light, because he's saying how ominous, it's all dark and all that. But it cuts to the lights of the story, and it is Tyson, or in this version, Taiko. I think that's his name in Japanese, God knows. And it's a little bit weird because one thing I'll tell you is that the subtitles in this video is kind of taken off the English dubbing version. So you're going to have a lot of like empty spaces because the English dubbers are kind of stupid and just added filler dialogue in, especially that one computer that Kenny has that talks that doesn't even exist in the Japanese version. I don't know why they did it in English dubbing, but maybe just more female empowerment, I suppose. But yeah, you got to see Tyson and his gang all like cheering him on, and it looks like it's set kind of after V-Force, but all of a sudden there's Daichi running, and I'm like, wait, Daichi in V-Force? What the heck is going on? Didn't Daichi and Tyson meet in G-Revolution episode 1? What? Did they just forget to actually, did they literally forget they met in G-Revolution? What is going on here? Anyway, Daichi's running around, like bouncing around like a monkey. And that's kind of like the running gag of this show, like Tyson always calling him a monkey. And it kind of cuts to the opening title of it. And yeah, the music in the background is this Japanese song called Victory. And it's very different to the dubbing version of it, where it's just this cranked up version of Spin Down, Spin Low of the original Beyblade soundtrack. And I kind of like this song. It's very calming and cool. It kind of opens the stage, it opens the movie in a way, introduces the audience who what's going on, has the opening titles in it, but then you have the English dubbing where it's like like, God, turn it down at least, my gosh. And yeah, Daichi's just running around, and you have random words in the foreground. He's meant to be saying dialogue, but the Japanese version doesn't have dialogue in this bit because that's how it was meant to be. And the English dubbing were like, let's just add dialogue in for some reason. Stupid. Anyway, Tyson wins the national tournament and he's number one, and Dicey destroys his trophy. What a bastard! What a bastard! He destroyed his trophy after he worked so hard, and he just comes in, he's like, F you, Tyson, I'm destroying your trophy. What a jerk this guy is. What a flipping jerk. Dicey then wants to challenge Tyson to a battle, and Tyson's already won the tournament, but he's like, F it, I may as well go on. And his friends cheering him on, he battles Daichi and the Strata Dragoon, and then it cuts to this really old man in the forest, and he looks like he's on his deathbed. He looks shattered. This dude needs retirement. I mean, my god, he looks hot, he looks sweaty, he looks tired. This poor dude. And it looks like he's kind of on a school trip with these kids, and it looks like they're kind of like searching some ancient artifacts and all that, and it looks like he's discovered the thing that he knows about, and it's this kind of dark shadow beast thing, saying that this shadow beast thing is gonna destroy the world and all that. And it kind of cuts back to the battle, and it cuts back to the old man again and again, and it looks like Tyson has got the upper hand. And meanwhile, as they're battling, I think Daichi's Strata Dragoon somehow awakens, like the weird scar on his forehead kind of like awakens this bay in this like crystal thing, and it's like, okay, it's time to wake up. And then this wooden bay starts spinning, and it kind of transforms into a normal bay. Okay, interesting. And instantly you know where the show is going. There are 4 bays, and you know, the 4 sacred bit beasts. It's obviously that these bays are kind of the shadow bit beasts of the normal Tyson, Ray, Kai, Max, Beyblade bit beasts. I tell you, I shit you not, it's definitely gonna be that. Let's continue. Anyway, the kids start picking the bays up, and it looks like the bay evil spirits kind of possess these children, and it has this kind of weird bubbly purple kind of form. I don't know what that is, and they just kind of like fade into this kind of like deformed versions of themselves, and it's really weird. And creepy little boy is like, it's time for our revenge. And then obviously Tyson's beating Daichi, and Daichi's just like not happy about it. And it kind of cuts to Tyson and the gang kind of going on holiday. They're on a ship, I'm guessing, and they're looking at dolphins. And yeah, Tyson is asleep. I mean, this guy, main character syndrome. Like, the main character's always asleep, he's always eating, he's always shouting. It's always one or the other. Ugh. Yeah, where the heck is Kai? Where's my boy? He was only there for like 2 seconds in the crowd. Where's my boy Kai? And it looks like they're kind of not on a boat cruise ship holiday. It looks like they're going to visit their teacher's mother's house, I guess. What teacher invites their students to see their mother? I mean, when I was their age, my teacher, like, I had teachers who were really friendly, but they never took me on holiday to visit their mothers. It's a bit odd, but yeah. I'm gonna call the Miss Kincaid's mother Savage Kincaid, because she's a flipping savage. She's freaking criticizing these poor kids, you know. And one thing she points out is why Kenny wears his glasses on his head. As a kid watching the show, I was always kind of confused, because Kenny has mentioned in a few episodes that he's always needed his glasses to see. But if his eyes are there, does that mean his eyes are in his forehead? And as every anime kids movie, there's always a beach scene. Even in the next Beyblade movie, there's another beach scene. And yeah, Hillary is kind of like playing pinata, and this girl, she's definitely she's full of shit, honestly. She knows Tyson is there. She just wants to smack the heck out of him. Poor dude, honestly. But then Daichi's kind of come out of nowhere, wanted to challenge Tyson to a battle. And then we cut to this kind of festival, and Tyson's eating. Tyson loves eating. That's the main character for you. And they do this very low frame rate dance. Like, look at the frames on that. It looks like it took like a minute to animate that. Oh my god. And Tyson and Kenny are just kind of sitting down, and Kenny's just like completely bedazzled by Tyson eating this corn on the cob. And he's just looking at Tyson thinking that, oh my god, is he pregnant? Daichi comes out of nowhere and kind of wants to challenge Tyson to another battle. And he kind of looks around in this dark forest, and it's very ominous. And yep, Tyson freaking scares the crap out of Daichi, and that is the most creepy pedophilish face I have ever seen. My gosh, that's definitely gonna be my thumbnail for this video if I want to use it. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Daichi faints because of that. I mean, anyone would faint. I'm surprised he's gonna die looking at that face. It was freaking terrifying. Daichi wakes up and challenges Tyson to a battle. Again, no surprise. And they pretty much are rivals all of a sudden. Wanted to finish each other's lunch before the next person. And it kind of cuts a few hours later, and it has a very nice romantic scene with kind of Tyson and Hilary just kind of chilling all by themselves. I mean, look at this. You've got Ray, Max, Miss Kincaid, Kenny, all just sitting on the beach. Kai's wherever the heck he is. And then you've got Tyson and Hilary just kind of like, you know, sitting on a boat together. Like, they're way out in the ocean. They're just chilling, these kids. And they look happy. And they look really happy. Like, look at them. Like, look at their little faces. They're totally in love. And then Daichi has to ruin the romantic moment. And even Tyson gets really pissed off about this. And then Daichi throws him into the ocean. And then when he's alone with Hilary, he seems to open up about why he wants to battle Tyson. Yeah, he got this tragic gag ruined from his father, who died from this kind of like warehouse incident thing where all these like tree plank things just start tumbling, and he kind of saves his co-workers, and he didn't have to dive out. I mean, he could have just shouted, "Hey, Tommy, Lee, boulders are going, run!" He could have just shouted. I mean, look at this scene. It's literally the three of them. I'm sure they could have heard him, but he just jumps out like the Karate Kid, and then he's like, "Daichi, you need this bait." Honestly, is this guy his father or his brother? I mean, this dude looks better young to be his father. My god. Teenage pregnancy. God. Anyway, Tyson feels bad about like berating Daichi, knowing the truth about Daichi and his father, and he decides that he's gonna accept Daichi to a battle, and they're gonna battle on the boat. And meanwhile, as they're battling on the boat, Stardagroon kind of signifies these kind of like the Shadow Bladers, the kids who were kind of possessed earlier on, remember them? And they kind of attack the boat and all that lot. And they kind of like make the boat float away. I mean, I know Tyson's right about Daichi, but I'm just a little bit like, if I saw a boat flying, I'd be like, what the flip? That boat's flying. But in a world of spinning tops that destroy buildings and sprout out dragons, spirits, anything is possible in this world. Anyway, our genius boy Kenny discovers the truth about those bladers and the earthquakes, finding out that those bladers created the earthquakes. Kenny, you are a genius. Anyone could have figured that out. The scene then cuts to the old man looking horrified and with a really disturbing expression. What is with this movie and these weird facial shots? I mean, what the heck is wrong with these animators? Anyway, the Dark Blades do this kind of ceremony and kind of turn Daichi into one of them, and now he's an evil dude. But then it looks like Tyson and the gang are kind of there. I don't know how they found out Daichi was dead. Did they follow the boat? I'm guessing. But then Tyson is stressed. I mean, how did they know Daichi was there? I'm a little bit confused. I don't know. Maybe, maybe Kenny knew something about that. Who knows? With Daichi on the Shadow Blader's side, they go and destroy the town, and I mean, they flipping wreck it. I wouldn't be surprised if anyone survived. I mean, good lord, look at the fire that's in that town. Like, there were children in that town. Like, I'd be surprised. And then, where the heck were you all this time? Hopefully Kai will be some sort of use to the Shadow Bladers, because this is Kai. This is Kai and his drones, and he's battling it out. And he's going hard. He's not going to go home. The Shadow Bladers come in, and I think Tyson and the gang are there. And then they're like battling them. And then Kenny finds out something shocking, that the Shadow Bladers have the same bit beasts as the Blade Breakers. Oh my gosh. And then creepy face Blue Sonic Boy tells Tyson and the gang about the truth, that the Shadow Bays and the Blade Breakers base were one and the same, but the humans became really fearful of them. So if the Shadow Bays and the Light Base were one and the same, imagine how powerful Dragoon would be if he had both light and dark power. Tyson would be a freaking beast! The Blade Breakers let it rip, and we have the... What the fudge is that? What low-budgeted, crappy, Sonic-looking mother effer Dragoon thing is that? What the heck? That looks disturbing. Anyway, these crappy CGI characters of the Blade Breakers battling the crappy CGI characters of the Shadow Bladers, and they collide and head on, and the battle is intense. Tyson's trying to get Daichi back to normal, and Daichi's kind of having brain freeze. Looks like Daichi's starting to wake up. It looks like he is. And yeah, our boy Daichi is back, and he's joined the Blade Breakers. As the battle progresses, Tyson's Dragoon and the Shadow Dragoon collide head on, and it looks like the Shadow Dragoon is kind of persuading our boy Dragoon to join the dark side of the Force. But Tyson doesn't give any crap about the Shadow guy, because he's saying Dragoon and himself are one and the same. He doesn't need any more power. So he's like, go Dragoon, destroy the Shadow Bay. And Ray and Kai and Max are all down. Kai has been in this show for less than 5 minutes, and he's already defeated. I mean, what was the point of even being in this movie, my dude? Seriously, V-Force Kai is the worst version of Kai. I second that, and I will never, ever say anything otherwise. V-Force Kai, you suck. I swear, ever since he lost his scarf, he's just sucked so much. I'm glad he found it in G-Revolution. With the power of Bay Spirit, Tyson's Bay spoons Daichi's Bay, and they both collide, and then they kind of rub together, and they just kind of go boom, 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 and then they clash against the Shadow Bays, and with the power of their Bay Spirit and the spooning that they did, they win. They win, and they are the heroes. Daichi finally has his Dragoon Bit Beast inside his bay. An old man is kind of comforting the children who are terrified. Dude, if I was these kids and I had the Shadow Demon inside of me, I'd be bawling my eyes out, my dude. After that intense battle, old man, weird face, puts the 4 Dark Bit Beasts back to rest. What? Dude. They're not destroyed, you're putting them back to rest? I'd destroy them if I were you. Yeah, how many foolish people live on this planet? Huh. The roof collapses and Bray Breakers try and make their way out. Miss Kincaid has a boat for the gang and the entire island sinks to the floor. And Daichi is on Savage Kincaid's boat and he wants to challenge Tyson to yet another battle. Okay, Miss Kincaid, why the heck are you smiling as Tyson is putting his head on your chest and gripping your arms like that? He's 14 years old. Don't have any funny ideas, lady. Don't have any funny ideas. Wait, is Hillary looking a little bit jealous after Miss Kincaid was getting all, hot and bothered with Tyson putting his head on her chest and gripping her arm like that? Hillary's like, okay, Tyson's touched my shoulder. I'm not going to forgive him, but I'm at least satisfied that he's touched me. It's a very disturbing thing seeing Kai smile. The same smile as Ray. Very disturbing. They literally have the same face. What is this? The Matrix? I don't know anymore. Daichi Boy jumps into the air with a lot of force and is about to hit Tyson, and it fades out to the end credits. And that, my friends, is Beyblade V-Force Battle, the movie. Well, Beyblade Fierce Battle, the movie, because it really isn't a V-Force movie or a G-Ref movie. This is just a movie. This is filler and it doesn't exist in the canon. I mean, how the heck can it exist in the canon? It doesn't make sense. How the heck did Tyson and Daichi meet the second time in G-Revolution if they had no idea who it just didn't make any sense. So I'm guessing it is definitely filler. And if we're judging it on just filler, what are my overall thoughts about this movie? Well, let's talk about the good. And the good, I have to admit, I do like some of the visual shots in this movie. Some of the shadows look so good. Like, the shadows are also deep and black and they look great in some of the night shots. I really did like that final fight scene. It was pretty colorful and it looked pretty violent. If they wanted to go that extra mile, they could have really made it look violent. Daichi's backstory was really emotional and I did like it. And yeah, some of like the battles sequences were pretty great, and I absolutely loved the voice acting and the pacing of the Japanese actors. I've watched this movie quite some time ago in English dub, and it's pretty crap. It's really crap, The thing I like about this movie is that it doesn't use the I think this is the same thing with all the original Beyblade animes in like the Japanese version. It's that they don't use the Beyblade soundtrack. The soundtrack in the English dubbing where it's got all those rock songs, those Red Hot Chili Pepper like type of songs, and it's like blaring in the background. And this anime kind of like has this kind of OST, typical like early 2000s music that do work with the style and the visual imagery of it. I have to admit, but I did like the music considerably more in the Japanese version than in the English dub, and just because I kind of don't like it when they keep blaring those rock songs in the background. I mean, I didn't mind it in the TV show, but they just kept going on and repeat, and it just kind of got a bit boring half the time. I kind of wanted something new, And hearing the OSTs, it's quite nice, It presents mood, presents mood in a way. And I do like Tyson and the Blade Breakers. I think they're a cool bunch of lot. I do like the characters in it. I've seen the show obviously and they're all great. Tyson is very much not like the Tyson of V-Force. He's very much like our original season 1 and season 3 Tyson. It's great to see that. V-Force Tyson was a douche half the time and I didn't like him. He was always so angry, frustrated, grumpy, and he was just a sore loser back in season 2 V-Force. But here he's so calm and cool and he wants to help his boy Daichi. Like, he feels bad, and he knows when he's wrong and he chooses to fix his mistakes, and it's great, And in my negative aspects of the film, the storyline is a bit hokey. I mean, really? Shadow versions of the Blade Breakers beasts? Really? I mean, I like the concept of it. I mean, I have to admit, if they developed this story, it could have been an entire season, It would have been interesting knowing that Tyson's Bay is half the power it is, And it would have been interesting if Tyson knew about the shadow versions of his Bit Beast and he would have gone seeking that power out. He could have turned to the dark side. They could have really developed that story really well. Like when in Metal Fusion, when Jenga lost to Ryugen, he was deeply gutted and upset and he went to look for more power. I mean, this could be the same with Tyson. Maybe he would have been defeated by, I don't know, someone like Brooklyn or Kyle or whatever during the World Championships, and then he would have had to have gone looking for more power because he's so angry. And in the manga, I mean, I'm not too sure if it's completely confirmed, but people have been saying that in the manga, Tyson had a mother who died, and maybe a Blader comes back and kind of taunts Tyson about his deceased mother, and maybe he gets angry and depressed and he goes looking for more power and he stumbles across these shadow Bit Beasts, and then he's tempted by the dark force, and then he's kind of turned, and then his friends have to go and help him. That would have been such a great story for V-Force, you know, but he condensed it into a movie and it felt so rushed, and there were so many good ideas in this film, but it just felt rushed. But honestly, this isn't a bad film. I mean, it's not a film I'm going to watch over and over again, but it's short. It's mercifully short. It's only an hour and 10 minutes, you know. I mean, it's great that it's mercifully short. I mean, it's to the point. It's got some decent action scenes with the Beyblades fighting and all that, but the storyline is very hokey and very rushed, and the timeline is really all over the place if you want to be a purist and make this canon. So with that said, I'm going to give Beyblade V-Force, Beyblade Fierce Battle the movie, you know, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I'll give it a C+. It wasn't that awful, I suppose. Go check this film out. I mean, it's available on YouTube and on DVD. But thank you for watching this review. Please like and share this video and comment down below and tell me, what's your favorite anime film? Did you like this film? Tell me. With that said, thank you for watching. As always, a Boy Dude Review signing out.